Contractors, dam builders, strip miners, highway builders, in fact, the whole construction industry, as well as loggers, pipeline men, and all the other users of heavy-duty tractor power, the men who move the earth, have asked for years for a larger and more powerful track-type tractor for the murder jobs that were just a little too big and too tough for the existing machines. Allis Chalmers' answer to this oft-repeated request is the HD-19. Its 40,000 pounds of ruggedness are hooked up by a hydraulic torque converter to a 163 horsepower, 6-cylinder, 2-cycle diesel engine. This beautiful brute is tops. It outperforms anything in the field and does it at a lower cost than ever before possible. How and why can the 19 do all this? A look at the tractor's design and construction quickly gives the answer. The HD-19 is an operator's dream. It has fingertip hydraulic steering, self-energizing brakes, comfortable seat, and roomy platform. The operator's work is further minimized by the torque converter drive, which eliminates 90% of the usual gear shifting. All these are factors never before considered in tractor design, factors that make for more productive work. The hydraulic torque converter, with its 3 major units, the impeller, the rotor assembly, and the housing, is compact and simple. It cuts down on gear shifting, balances the power to the load, provides top speed for every condition of load and terrain. It automatically selects the correct speed through an infinite range to move the load at top efficiency. It also acts as a shock absorber between the tractor and the load, thus eliminating breakage on the machines that are being pulled or pushed. The massive double reduction final drives allow lower steering clutch pressures, shorter shafts, and more compact seals, plus greater ground clearance that reduces the danger of getting hung up on stumps or boulders. The all-steel welded construction eliminates bolts and rivets. The rugged A-frame holds truck wheels and rollers in permanent alignment, yet allows for free oscillation of the tracks to suit the ground conditions. Moreover, the downtime necessary for lubrication and maintenance has been cut materially. The HD-19's truck wheels and rollers, final drives and idlers require lubrication only at 1,000-hour intervals. That means plenty of time saved every year. The HD-19 is constantly making records on a multitude of tough jobs. Here's Operation Snowbound in northwestern Nebraska. The 19s made their own roads to get cattle to the hay and to get relief to many a ranch that had been completely isolated. The long tracks and the extra clearance made it possible for these machines equipped only with bulldozers to take off the snow in 1, 2, or 3 layers, depending on the depth. But no matter how deep the drifts, the 19s went through. Here's another extreme, clearing mesquite land in the Rio Grande Valley. The enormous root development of this semi-desert plant must be broken up and destroyed. First, the HD-19 takes off the upper growth with a special bulldozer and tree pusher. Then it piles the material for burning. Finally, it loosens and cuts off each root with a huge root plow and cutter that goes to a depth of 20 inches. Jobs like this demand brute strength and exceptional stamina. Yet the 19 is clearing 2.5 acres per hour and clearing it for keeps. This mesquite brush is deep-rooted and leather tough, but the HD-19 is tougher. Breaking up old pavement with a bulldozer takes weight, power, and stability. The 19's long tracks and fingertip control allow the operator to keep it square with the work even when most of the job is done with one corner of the blade. To break up pavement and roll it out of the way is rough, tough work. Work that no ordinary machine can do as quickly as this. Yes, the HD-19 is tops. Loggers on the slopes of the Pacific Northwest took one look at this husky unit and immediately said, "Let's go." Even Paul Bunyan and Babe, his big blue ox, would pause before tackling loads like this, on terrain like this. Despite hills, rocks, or rivers, the 19 always makes the landing with a real payload. That's what every logger wants. loads that pay off. With a bulldozer and logging arch, the HD-19 can penetrate formerly inaccessible forests to bring out the logs. Selective logging, conservation logging, good tractor logging. Farther south, the redwoods have always been a challenge. Only gargantuan efforts can bring them out of the woods. One huge redwood log may outweigh several tractors. Moving it is a battle of brute power against great weight. The torque converter-driven 19 gets down in extreme low gear and with an arch to raise them, brings these largest logs on Earth out to the landing. Here's 1.5 million board feet in one deck, enough to make a considerable dent in the housing shortage in some of our cities. In the northern pulpwood areas, logs are long and slender. Big profitable loads are now possible by using the HD-19 and huge carry-all arches that handle up to 100 tree-length logs per load. The logs are hauled directly to the cut-off saws that cut them into standard lengths. Rough terrain and scattered stands of timber are no obstacle for the 19. Its torque converter drive provides the agility, speed, and rugged power that mean more trips per day and payloads every time. Modern selective logging, where only the ripe timber is taken out, requires forest roads for access, hauling, and fire control. Building such roads requires a tractor of superior weight and power. With a bulldozer or trail builder on the front and a winch on the rear, the 19 makes a real forest road building outfit. Rocks, stumps, trees, they all move when the 19 ties into them. Uprooting giant stumps in a land clearing operation stalls just about everything but the 19. Its extra power and weight, plus torque converter drive, give the required traction and push without the usual jars and jolts. Here, too, the bulldozer and winch are an ideal combination. The stumps and debris are quickly piled for burning. Our Navy uses the turpentine derived from these valuable stumps in the southern pine regions. These old pines were deep-rooted toughies. It takes a potent push to rip them out. But when the operator throws the 19's whole 40,000 pounds at a stump, the forked bulldozer lifts them right out on top for easy pickup. In its outstanding ability to do teamwork, the 19 is without an equal. Its torque converter drive provides the ultimate in efficiency when it teams up with other tractors as a pusher or in tandem. When it's pushing a scraper to speed loading, the 19 makes contact quickly but smoothly. No slam, no jerk. Just a tremendous thrust that makes the dirt boil up in the scraper. No gear shifting nor acrobatics on the operator's part. Dirt goes out to the fill at high speed, and the torque converter automatically shifts the speed as the load is dumped. Here's more teamwork. 2 HD-19s hooked in tandem for a big pull. Their torque converter drives are constantly shifting automatically to equalize their efforts. No jockeying by operators, no wasted power, no bucking nor jerking, but a steady, even pull on this 150-ton tamping roller that's compacting an airport runway. If need be, this monster's weight can be increased to 200 tons. The tracks of the 20-ton tractors leave scarcely a mark, but the roller's great weight forces its tires to sink down enough to leave a very definite pattern. Hauling and pushing the gigantic elevating graders that load a yard a second calls for the kind of fine teamwork at which the 19s truly excel. Their torque converter drives automatically adjust their speeds to the load. No bucking nor jerking, yet the drivers do not have to juggle throttles or slip clutches. The two machines lean into the collar like a well-trained team and work as one. The result is earth moving at an unbelievable speed. A job that demands the ultimate in brute strength, titanic power, and teamwork is the laying of coaxial television cable. This 60,000-pound plow gouges 4 feet into the earth, through rock, marshes, creeks, roads, over every kind of terrain, in every kind of weather. The cable must advance. The plow must keep moving. And the HD-19s force it through. 2 and sometimes 3 of them put on an unbeatable demonstration of tractor teamwork. The 30-ton plow tries to balk, bounces like a baby buggy, but the 19s forge ahead, make the plow surge on regardless of obstacles, keep that cable going down under, mile after mile. Of course, the 19 is a peerless performer, too, on all of the regular earth-moving and construction operations. Even on these ordinary jobs, its torque converter drive automatically matches the speed to the load, thus achieving maximum power with a minimum of fuel. The runback is made in record time, and the operator does not have to wrestle gears to get economical performance. All this affords considerable reduction in costs per yard or costs per mile. Because it's tops in economy and performance, because it has the torque converter drive, and it's tops for teamwork too, the HD-19 is tops with men who move the earth.